Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.
Now, there you go. I gotta wait till it's my turn.
Yo, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. I'm your man, Tim Black. What's cracking? What is going on? What is going on? We look like we're live everywhere. Let me check and make sure I got my chat people in the building. You're now watching the Tim Black Show, the most dangerous show in America. I'm your host, Tim Black. Let me check and see if my moderators are in the building. Let me see if I got Buck Bewley representing along with dope-ass Ebony and cool-ass Black Mamba. Give it up for him. Yeah. They're in the building, man. They're in the building. They're in the building. They're in the building. We are live. Hope the volume's up nice and loud. Loud and proud. Thank you, Buck Bewley. Said the sound is good. That's all right. 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 I'm telling you, man, you just got to take your eyes off the scoreboard in this business family. You got to take your eyes off the scoreboard in this business family. Jesus Christ, fam. That's all you can do. Tonight we're going to have a show for you, right? We're gonna have a conversation. That's what we're gonna do. Have a conversation. I know it's a one-way conversation, but I'm gonna check comments. We'll try to keep it interactive. That's not that dark in here today. Okay, cool. So, yeah, what are we talking about here tonight, fam? Are we talking about the latest and the greatest? Are we talking about the latest and the greatest, Johnson? You know, we had a good show last night. I thought it was a good show. You know, you think you're saying things that need to be said. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what's going on, man. I don't care. Thank you. You know, man. Damn, it's chilly in here. I got no sleeves. I got no sleeves in this joint. This joint chilly, man. I don't want to cut the heat on. Makes noise. Man, what's up with y'all, man? What's happening? Tonight's show, America's Falling Apart. That's it, America's Falling Apart, Johnson. Tim Black's Wolfpackers in the building. What we do every night, we tackle U.S. politics, breaking news, and black culture on this channel. We try to give people something, an alternative to the mainstream BS. Right? And we're going to do that again tonight. The hell is this, man? Doesn't show me the live. So we're live everywhere. We're on Kick. We're on Facebook. We're on X. Of course, we're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. There's a brother out there. Somebody gave me some love. Somebody really gave me some props, man. I'm going to say it's Taj Mahal. I could be wrong about that, though. It's a Taj Mahal. Now, what platform would that be? That was not X. Maybe it was X, fam. It could have been X. It could have definitely been X. Who you get $50 to? Okay. Somebody's saying they gave the lady who called the Somalis the N-word a couple of times and said she was racist. They gave her money. They wanted me to know they gave her money. This is America, family. This is America. That's what she wanted me to. She wanted me to know if she gave her money. That's good. Give her all your money. Hey, old white lady. Give her all of your money. I'm not opposed to you giving her every cent. In fact, I'd say give her your house. Sign over all your property. I think y'all motherfuckers don't understand. I don't care. Look, sign over everything you own. Donate your kidneys, all your vital organs to Crystal Wilsey out of Ohio. I'm for it, man. Jump in front of a bus and say I did it for her. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Go back, jump in the time machine, go back in time, name all your kids Crystal. Buy a bunch of Crystal figurines. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't care. A 43-year-old crash out at Cinnabon who don't know the difference between Black American and Somalians, who endangers her children, all three of them, and you give money to her, it just shows that you are trailer trash. I personally don't have a problem with trailer trash. I don't. I think trailer trash people are the salt of America. Look, the idea that America has all these great, smart people in it is bullshit. Most of America is made up of people like you. I don't care what Steven Crowder says. That's why he won't debate me, because he's cowardly. That's why he wants me to go up against other black men that he's giving money to or that wants to be kissing his ass, because he doesn't want to have a conversation with me. He can't go up against the Republicans, the conservatives in his own lane, like Nick Fuentes, these types of people. He's relegated to being a sideshow Bob character in his own. What's his excuse? He's been doing this 15 years. And he's white while he's doing it. But you guys, like, I'm fully aware that America really loves its poor whites so much. It throws them in the meat grinder of a war every 5 years or so. Brings them home in body bags or amputees or PTSD or whatever. And they don't even want to give them medical coverage. I understand how America operates. And the fact that you embrace that, that's good. I hope you continue to embrace it. Yeah, I think you got me twisted, man. You must have met Tim circa 2015 when I had hope. I don't have any hope for you. I don't, man. I don't want to work with you and do shit. No. Nah, that's a long time ago. Anybody who hits you with that type of shit about Tim Black is talking about almost a decade-old Tim Black. Most of them are haters who can't get any content out. They're lazy. They want shortcuts. They don't want to do a routine. They don't want to do shit. They don't want to build. They don't actually want to put the work in to build anything. But you got me twisted if you think I give a shit that you gave some podunk $50. What's she gonna do with $50 anyway? You know, brag when you give her, at least give her 4 digits before you hit me up to brag about it. Yeah, go back, give her more money. That's my mandate. Go give her more money. Stop being a cheap scumbag. Go give her all your money. Yeah, we're coming in hot, Johnson. Why should we play around? You know, I put out this excellent video. I thought it was dope. I thought it was really speaking to the political issues that we have. It's talking about race in a very educated, in a very broad way. And we're talking about how what they do, right in my lane, how black people get played by the system, how we got these people taking blackness, and it's the cottage industry to use us to put money in their pockets. All these MAGA mofos got to do is say the N-word a couple of times, feign like someone of any color other than white disrespected them, lose their shit jobs, and we are talking about shit jobs, and then white people give them money. It's a crowdsourcing. It's an industry up to itself. And it's a beautiful thing. It's very ingenious. It's very ingenious. It's ingenuity, it's creativity. Unlike what we usually see from the whites. Because they're not good dancers or good performers or good actors or good musicians or good writers, but you are good at pretending to be victims. You are good at stealing other people's material, which is exactly what she's doing. She's stealing black people physically. Like, it just proves without black people, there are white people that can't do shit. They can't even survive. They have to take blackness and use it as a tool to get themselves out of poverty. Now, I don't know what possessed her to endanger the lives of her children. You know, and I'm sure it was a very good reason why. You understand what I'm saying? So I put out this content from last night's show, and I bring up how, this is such an obvious play for money, and it's working because that's America, man. America gonna America. You know, anybody with this grandiose idea of America working this shit out, man, like becoming this, you tripping. All you can do is survive it. And based on the way America has treated black people, I think we're doing pretty, this is much better. I think our forefathers would be very glad to see us in the position that all we have to do is block somebody on Instagram. When mofos showed up at our doors with guns and white sheets. You couldn't just hit block, motherfucker. You had to run 5, 6 blocks. So we're in a beautiful situation, and the complaint about this is soft. So we don't need to be soft. And if, white folks would have come up to a way, I learned today that the song Jingle Bells, there's this dope kid on Instagram with an amazing account that talks about history facts and racial history facts. The song Jingle Bells is actually like a minstrel show degrading black people. That's the guy who wrote it. Even back then in the 1800s, this guy was a struggling writer, a struggling composer, right? And he couldn't make $1. He couldn't make a song anybody wanted to buy. Couldn't sell shit. He was struggling. There's no safety net, not even for the whites. No New Deal, right? No social, social safety nets. And but he knew what was the rage was white people making fun of black people. Yeah, he knew that the minstrel circuit was killing it. So just as we do today, he said, well, I can make money if I make a song about the blacks. If I make fun of black people, then it'll sell. And he was right. He made a song degrading black people. The original Jingle Bells was a song. He performed it in blackface, and it was mocking black people who thought they could participate in Christmas, in the holiday season. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? That's what it was. It was a way of mocking black people that thought they could, enjoy Christmas times. It's not for you, blacks. It's not for you. And he had a lot of stuff, a lot of racists like darky. He had all these things he wrote. Darkies and coons and stuff he wrote about. So, yeah, man, America's one of their tried and tested methods of making a living is shitting on black people. This whole phenomena of these white people act so aggrieved, they have all this fatigue. They have all this fatigue about black people. The biggest slap in the face about all that shit is that ain't nothing but white people making money off black people all over again. You're not fatigued with black people, you dumbass. You're fatigued with white people finding another way to make money off black people. And you're on the receiving end of a thing that's always been running. See, there's two ways to make money off black people. There's the Republican way and there's the Democratic way. The Republican way is the way that the MAGA lady, the whatever, Crystal is doing, for instance, out there in Ohio, where she uses it by pretending to be attacked by blacks, Somalis, right? Oh no, she's got a hijab on, or whatever the fuck that was, right? Though she's the only one who threatened violence in the whole thing. She threatened to throw water on someone, and I know she wasn't talking about cold water. Okay, so she threatened to throw water. She mooned them. She did an indecent exposure. We're going to sidestep the hair out while serving food and no gloves. We're going to leave that alone because you don't care about cleanliness, obviously. Not a real stickler for cleanliness or soap. Don't know the meaning of water nor soap. So that's one example. That's how Republicans make money. You pretend to be a victim and you get white people to give you money because you've been attacked by the blacks. That's been happening forever. Emmett Till comes to mind, right? What's the podunk? what's the whatever the white lady down in Shiloh, Shiloh Hendrix, same thing, right? I almost thought those were the same people. I'm like, both of them. I was like asking like Grok and Claude, like, yo, is the guy that was talking in the video with Shiloh Hendrix in Minnesota? Is that the same person in Wisconsin? Yeah, it's Wisconsin. I'm sorry, not Ohio, Wisconsin, right? Did she move to Ohio? Why do I'm thinking about Ohio with the I don't know her name, Crystal. Why am I thinking Ohio with Crystal? I thought it was Wisconsin. I don't know. I'm missing. There's so many places where there's like poor white people. I get it all mixed up. Somewhere in the Midwest where there are a bunch of poor whites. So anyway, yeah, I was wondering, like I'm like searching because I thought that Shiloh and Crystal, the guy that was talking who never appeared on camera, he sounded like the guy in the Shiloh video, almost identical. And then like Grok's like, nah, man, like in both states there's a high population of Somalians. So there was a Somalian who called out Shiloh Hendrix for calling a Somalian kid, not a black kid, a Somalian kid, the N-word, 5-year-old Somalian kid, she says, stole out of her diaper bag or whatever. And then we have the same situation. So these are Republican plays. This is how the Republicans make money. And then you have how the Democrats make money. How the Democrats make money is they start organizations to help the poor blacks. Yeah, they start things, they do like, they get non-government organizations that they open up, 501c, shit like that. That's like the play for the Democrats. They pretend to help. Yeah, their thing is pretending to help, and so they'll do like a Target boycott or a Target, like a pussy hat, Target slash King, no kings thing. And they'll, and it's really just to piss off Republicans, but it's also to make money too, because they'll go the government route. See, they go for the government cheese. Because they like expanding the government and getting a cut of the pie. Sort of like what happened in Minnesota with the Somalians. That's all government money, baby. That's not poor MAGA people giving money to a racist that they feel bad for. That is government money, federal money that was, allocated, taxpayer money that Somalians were paying for, frankly. Like any Somalians that pay taxes, any taxpayer money. That's what they stole. But anyway, they're Democrats, right along with the Saudis involved in the Minnesota thing. You do understand that, right? It's not just Somalians. It's, for something that big, for billions of dollars to leave a state, you had to know part of it was an inside job. You had to know that. Okay. So when I hear people talking about this black fatigue, what you're really complaining about, conservative bigots, are other white people who are using another mechanism to extract money by using blackness. So I say all that to say, part of what I did yesterday was I was trying to expose this. I'm trying to alert Black America to this shit because we have to pull the plug on this. Let the water out of the tub. Let the water out the tub, recognize what's happening, realize how they play on you on both sides of this thing. Like, how many black people thought that Shiloh Hendrix was talking to a black kid? She was never talking to a Black American. She was talking to a Somalian. That's the 5-year-old that she was calling the N-word that she raised all this money. That was a Somalian kid. But it got us involved because when you say N-word, we do like this. That's us. You must mean us. But it wasn't us. It wasn't us. But see, and to the MAGA, and to the conservatives, it's us too, but it wasn't us. See, you because they just see Black American no matter what color it is or what nation it comes from. It's weird. It's weird. It's messed up. But anyway, I'm pissed off right now because I wanted that video, that content, that piece on race and the exposing of of how this really plays out, how they're really trying to manipulate it, how much money's at play, and that they weaponize blackness for money, both on the negative and the positive. Like the positive will be like, all the money they make off of LeBron. And people go, LeBron, billionaire. Yeah, the people that employ him are multi-billionaires. That's the only reason why LeBron can become a billionaire. Is that there's some white people making more money off him than he's making. That's how this works. The more we make, the more they make. They make more, you make more. It's sort of like that. Until you piss them off and then you get Kanye'd. We understand how this works. So, yeah, but so I'm hoping, I was hoping that content would do well. And it's like, it never fucking fails, man. When I care about something, when I want it to do well, when I think the message is important, and when you're supposed to say, oh, well, Tim, it doesn't matter. You put out your best content and you just go, you know what? Hey, you did all you could do. And you're supposed to feel good about that and not care about the outcome. But damn it pissed me off. Because a video talking about 50 Cent or some other bullshit, right? Will like smoke the shit out of that video. So not only do you end up with people that won't become members of this thing we're doing, where I feel that we have an important message. We're exposing shit. Don't get me wrong. I got people every day that write me and say, man, you're exposing the shit out of this, man. You are killing it. But it's like the people that it appeals to, the black people that actually give a shit about it, are so small. It's such a small number. And like finding those people that don't want to go rage because the MSNBC now or CNN round them up and played certain chords on their racial keyboard, their xylophone, or hit the certain notes on their little, synthesized racist bullshit machine, right? Just because I don't want them to dance, they want to dance to that shit. They're so accustomed to be triggered, they don't want to hear. Hey, man, stop being triggered by this bullshit. Not only are they triggering you, like I said in the video, man, and I thought it was a very important point, like it ticks me off that they'll convince Big Mama that they're the good guys. Like they convince Big Mama that they're the good guys. And then at the end of the day, they're like, they're the ones that's robbing you. They're sticking you up. They're like the doctors that said they were treating black people for syphilis when they're the ones that gave you syphilis, and they're not giving you an actual treatment. They're giving you a placebo just to see how long you die, what stages you go through as you die. And how gruesome your death is. They're just chronicling your death, and it's like it's messed up that people don't care about it. And you can't make them care about it. You can't make people care about some shit they don't care about, no matter how much you want them to. You don't want to just do the same old bullshit content. Like right now, I got to cover Jasmine Crockett. That's one of the stories, man. I got to cover that because she's running for Senate. Don't everybody clap at once, right? And I know there's a large amount of black people that could give a fuck about what she's going to run on, what she plans to do. Just the fact she could play on this black whatever vernacular, that's all they care about. They get something out of someone winning, even if it means nothing for them. Even if they don't contribute anything to you in the process, they feel something about it. It's a problem. And you know, well, I don't want to shit on it. Well, I don't want to shit on my segment I'm gonna have to do later on. But it is a difficult situation to be able to try to explain, because people are real simple, man. They're like, you like her or no? Are you with them or with her? Which one is it? They don't give a shit. They don't care about, like, why. You know what I'm saying? And why is important. I mean, anybody over 25 should, like, well, let's say 30. Anybody over 30 should care about why. But still, you'd be surprised, this 70-year-old motherfuckers don't care about whys. They're 70 years old going, well, if you don't like her, you like this. If you don't like her, you like Trump. If you don't like that, then you must be, you with the white supremacists. That's it. That's all they got. Half of America don't even fucking vote. And I've been saying that for 15 fucking years. Half of America don't vote. So they're not with anybody because they don't even fucking vote, man. You realize that? But still, we got people stuck in their head. If you don't support Kamala, you with Trump. I just told you, half of America, you know how many people that is, don't fucking vote. How are they with somebody if they ain't vote for them? Well, and they're convinced by a system that means, well, that means that you did support them because you didn't vote. What the fuck does that make sense? Because that's counts for them. How? If you had a store and the person didn't come in your store and buy from you and they didn't buy from your competition, how the fuck are they helping your competition? Make that make sense. So let me get this right. If I don't vote for the team that's fighting against you and I don't vote for you, somehow I'm helping the people that are against you. Yes. Okay, I get it now. That makes perfect sense. First I was confused. Now you clean it up for me. Damn if I do, damn if I don't. If you lose, you blame other motherfuckers. So I gotta deal with that. And like I said in the video, it's like, it's one thing to steal from me. It's another thing if you lie to me, convince me you are my friend, and then I give you a ride home when you got my shit in your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? That motherfucker should be done. Like, we should take him out behind the barn, bury a hole, make him bury it at gunpoint, then put him in the hole deep. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you should do. What else could you, I mean, there's a level, like, it's one thing, right? It's one thing to be an enemy of someone, but then to convince them that you are the good guy and then have them give money? Jesus, this is what the Democrats do. And yeah, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of us having to go through that. And I feel like, you know, I want to be a part of exposing that, even if there are people too dumb to realize it. And even if they disagree, whatever, if there are people that can't accept it, because they want to be on a winning team so bad, they don't give a shit if the team is, you know, is diddying them. They don't even give a shit. They just want to be with a winning team. They're going to be in therapy for the rest of their life, but they won. So that's where we at, man. That's where we're at, and that's what we're doing here. So we trying very badly, very, very, very intently to try, you know, I'm trying very much to convey important ideas that I think are worthy of your time and worthy of a platform I'm trying to build. And I want it to be different. I don't want to be a fucking newscaster. I'm a commentator. I look at some shit and I want to convey the truth about a moment, the truth about the issue. And look, I don't want to bring this up. Someone said to me, they said, damn, man, I see you going at it with people that you've known for years. And I'm sorry. Someone wrote me this. Someone wrote me this. I'm going to share this with you. I'm not going to share names. But I will share the sentiment because I think the sentiment is dope as fuck. You know? So let me get to this one because I got some people that are, you know. Someone says, I know you had a lot of respect for insert name of person. I know you had a lot of respect for them. Sorry it went left. Pan-Africans may be the biggest disappointment of all. And I'm like, yeah, it is disappointing. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that people believe that my people should not have industries where we work jobs and take care of our families. And that other people should not be able to come into our country and those corporations be allowed to take those jobs away and say, F these black people, we don't want to hire black people anymore. We're going to hire these people, not just because they're not black, but also because you can underpay them a whole lot of money. Money always wins. See what I'm saying? The money part. It's not just the black part. But see, these lying assholes want to make it about just color. It's not just color. It's not just color. It's also money. If that was the case, they never would have gave us jobs to begin with. We've been black forever. But it was an opportunity to employ people for less money. So the fact I want to stand up for that because my dad was in one of those industries. And he was telling me about that since I was 10, when I was too fucking dumb to listen to the message. Not that I could do anything about it, but he was telling me, like, this industry that he's been in his entire life, it does not employ black people anymore. And that he saw it happen on his job, his crew of people that work together, the way the demographics of the company changed. Luckily for him, he was an expert at his job and had been doing it for 20 years, 25 years, so they could not just replace him. But the new guys coming in, they just stopped hiring. And due to attrition where people leave, they stop, they change careers or they die. We black, we die young, younger, and things happen. So, but the new people, as every 5 years or so, there'll be new guys, and the demographic will shift, went from black to brown inside of 10 years, 15 years. That it was from 80% black to like 5% black to 80% Latino. And I got people that I respected telling me that that's not even an issue. I should be able to, that's white supremacists to even talk about it, and that it's cowardly to address it because it's not anyone's fault except Trump's. And Trump is the only president that's even giving lip service to trying to do something about that shit. Biden wanted it. Biden put the shit on steroids. So, it's sometimes it issues, right? Sometimes you're going to have issues. You ain't got to, no one asks you who you like. It's like, it's going to be a couple sides of an issue. And there are going to be people on the side of the issue, whether you like them, want to be friends with them, whether you know them, whether you go out and have a beer with them, whether they'll date you'll date their sister or not, whether you guys will make good golfing buddies or whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. Issues don't have a point system. Yeah, issues don't have a point system. Issues don't give a shit. And the side of an issue doesn't care what color you are, race, religion, gender, orientation. It is what it is. Okay? Crispy or baked or grilled, motherfucker. And there are going to be people that if you want crispy, you're going to be standing next to some people you may not like. That's it. You don't get to choose who else likes crispy. And if you want grilled that day, hey, you might be around some Karens who also like grilled, motherfucker. Or now you a Karen because you both like grilled. See, and it's like the mind control, the intimidation, the manipulation that these assholes have will try to make you feel bad for having a point of view. And the kicker, here's the kicker, Johnson, and then we're going to get on to the segment on Jasmine Crockett because I want to get to it. The kicker is all these really smart people with all these degrees, they know everything I'm fucking saying. They just omit it. That's why some of those debates suck so bad. Because you could be right. They won't admit you're right. They know your side of the argument. They know you have a point. They understand there's a point that you're making that's valid. But they won't give you that. They won't admit you have a valid point. They will gaslight you into thinking that you are a bad person. Then they will smear you, come over the top and smear you with bullshit. And at the end of the day, I say something very simple, and it's very simply, it's like, how the fuck does it help working class Black Americans for the labor market, for the cost of labor to be in a fucking toilet? And I want you to have to say in front of people that you don't care about it. Because you was raised in Detroit, motherfucker, around a bunch of poor Black people. I want you to be able to, I want you to have to say it. Don't hide. Don't throw rocks and hide your hand. Say that in front of all us poor Black people. All the working people, say it in front of them. With this liberal idea, this progressive thought, these lofty ideas of overthrowing all of white supremacy. Fine. But first, tell all these Black people that you don't give a shit that both the mother and the father now have to work at Amazon, bitch, and drive Uber because you want no border. You think borders are racism, but all other countries have one. Who's paying you, motherfucker? Who's paying you to have this dumbass belief? Who gave you money? How do you live indoors on some shit like that? Somebody's paying you. Ain't nobody paying me to believe this. So, it's just, it becomes a trying, it becomes difficult to kind of like not be upset about it, and I know I need to work on it because being upset about it doesn't change the disingenuous positions people take in the public eye. In the public eye, right? So, tonight's show is brought to you by the Tim Black Wolfpack. The Tim Black Wolfpack are people that support this channel. It ain't a lot of them motherfuckers, believe that. But they're good people. I'd say crazy. Because they don't know who I'm going to come out and offend, who I'm going to come out and shit on them and step on their feet. Like, they have no idea who's going to be in my crosshairs on any given day. But what they do know is that I mean that shit and that I'm not being funded by any special interest groups. And they also know I'm not sitting around hoping that I get CNN slot or I get to be on NPR or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not why I'm saying it. There's no ulterior motive other than this is really how I feel. This is really the position that I hold. And then I got to be able to hold my head up high when I go back to the cookout. Because unlike most of the motherfuckers that you watch on the daily, I actually go back to the cookout, right, with my people. So yeah, there's those things. There are those things. Yeah. So we're going to have a good show tonight. We're going to get into Wesley. Damn, I said Wesley. Yeah, that guy Wesley, whatever his name is, the short black representative with the boots. Man, damn it, Johnson. There should be a level of sandboning that is actually illegal. It should be a level of of tap dancing you are not allowed to do. You know, I went to Stanford or whatever. I went to what's the school for military? I went and I did this. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Seriously. I went to the school where all the white people went. So and I'm in the military, and my father. I don't give a fuck what school you went to. It doesn't matter what accolades, accreditations you have, sir. If you ain't about shit concerning black people, I don't give a shit where you got a degree or who you knew or who you screwed or whatever, who screwed you or none of that. I don't care. Wesley Hunt, you are a token. You know it. I know it. Case closed. You know, that's what we know. You and Byron are tokens. You, Byron, and Tim Scott. But guess what? I feel the same way about the Democrats. But miss me with all this shit. Just like I don't believe that Cory Booker's really in love, I don't believe your shit either, okay? Miss me with the bullshit. Man, well, it's good times. It's very good times. It's very good times. It's very good times. You know, it's like there's a pandering gene. Even in the best podcasters, even in the black arena, even in black, like pro-black spaces, there's still a lot of pandering, man. A lot of pandering, fucking pandering. It's like you can't get away from it. Look, sisters, I love the shit out you. You need to get your head out the Democrats' ass. That's what you need to do, right? That's what needs to happen. You need to let that shit go. You need to blow that shit out, like Jamie said. And they can't even say it, because if they say it, people get mad. Man, if black women stop kissing Democratic Party ass, that whole party would have to change everything it does. And then not too far behind them are black men. And we know most of those black men that are doing that shit, they're not alphas. Now, they're not alphas. They're not fucking leaders. They're fucking being led around by their wives. Yeah, because no man with any backbone listens to that half the shit Obama says and like goes, this makes sense. I mean, maybe if you under 30 and you don't know shit, you know what I'm saying? You have to listen to this and be like, this guy's on some bullshit. If you're 35 and up, you got kids that are growing up, you know what I'm saying? You cannot accept it. So these are not men that are leading their households in any fundamental way that I was raised to do. You know what I'm saying? These are guys. So if we ever going to have a shot, you know, because I'm a realist as well, I believe it'd be very difficult to stand up another party because the money, they made it so much money is needed in order to compete. And the amount of muscle, the amount of force of prying you have to do. Lord Jesus, just to get $3 out of motherfucker, it takes prying. I mean, Jesus Christ, to get, because people have to value. They have to, that's the thing. No matter how upsetting it is. White people would just throw money. Black people, you have to provide value, but then you have to provide value of what they consider value. And what they consider value may not be what you consider value. So now you have to change your value systems. Not everything that's fucked up is fucked up because people want it to be. The market dictates what is acceptable, what is good. I know that's all over the place. I done shot strays at Byron Donalds and Tim Scott and Wesley, and they didn't have nothing to do with the conversation, but they deserve them. Hold that. You deserve that shit. But don't worry. But what I'm saying about the pandering shit, yes, that's a problem. And we need to address that. So you know what? Maybe now it's time to do that, because if this was $1 million project, maybe I wouldn't have had the ability to say it. right? Because then it's like, damn, I'm going to say it and half my people going to leave. If I say the real shit, that black woman, you need to shut the fuck up about Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris and fucking Hillary. Y'all motherfuckers did the same thing as Hillary. You realize that's crazy? These are all totally different people. How can all three of them be great? How the fuck are these three women just say you don't make sense? It don't make fucking sense. How could all three of them be good? Just say you don't know what's good. Just say that shit and stop being led around by these lying-ass Democrats telling you got nice boots, that your boots are nice. Oh, your boots are nice. And you're so strong. You're so strong and brave. What was that bitch that was kissing Jasmine Crockett's feet? That pandering bullshit. It's probably why Jasmine Crockett said, I'm going to run for Senate. Because the white lady literally kissed her sneakers. Put a battery in her back on some bullshit. You believe that? So let's go. Lord have mercy.
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Damn. Yeah, good. We're killing it, man. Damn, we're doing such, great numbers. We got a humongous group of people that are here tonight to take part in this shit, man. Let's get into Jasmine Crockett. Let's rock this Jasmine Crockett content here. America's falling apart and nobody's telling the truth about the shit. And damn, what about, okay, over here. Y'all ready to get into this? Let's do it, Johnson. Let's see what we got while we're still young. I'll try this. Yeah, today's the 8th.
To Texas now for a last-minute shakeup in a key Senate race. A source tells CBS News Democratic Representative Jasmine Crockett is launching her campaign. We're told Crockett filed paperwork hours before the deadline for candidates to run in the March 3rd primary. Now, this all comes as Democrat Colin Allred announced he is dropping out instead of running for a newly drawn congressional seat in the House. Let's bring in CBS News reporter Shauna Mazel live for us now from Dallas. Shauna, it's been more than 30 years since a Democrat has won a statewide seat in Texas. How are Republicans viewing Crockett's candidacy here?
Since a Democrat has won a statewide race here in the state of Texas, so Crockett certainly has a tall task ahead of her. We are expecting her to take the stage behind us in about 30 more minutes Central Time, but Republicans are really excited about her jumping into this race because they see Crockett as a progressive candidate. They see her as someone that will be vulnerable, and a lot of them have been coming out and making statements in the hours since Crockett filed that candidacy paperwork. I want to read to you some of those statements. First, let's go to Ken Paxton. Paxton is the Attorney General of Texas, but he's also running for this Senate seat. And he says, everyone knows Crockett will be soundly defeated. We're 6 months out from a runoff, and Cornyn's already stolen $40 million that should have gone to Georgia, North Carolina, and Michigan, etc. He went on to say that Cornyn wants to sacrifice the majority by spending $100 million on losing a primary race and saying that this is beyond selfish. There have been questions on whether or not Republicans could see a runoff election in this race as well.
Yeah, I want to lean into that for a second here, Shauna, because tell us about who Crockett will likely face in this primary and why there will likely be a runoff here.
Well, if you asked me that question a few days ago, the answer would have been completely different. A few days ago, you had Colin Allred still in the race. But he actually dropped out as Jasmine Crockett was going through this process, mulling whether or not she was going to run for Senate. Colin Allred dropped out. So you still have James Tallarico. Tallarico actually rose to prominence over the summer during the redistricting efforts. He's been a very vocal Democrat, and he's also proved his ability to raise a lot of money in a short amount of time. But some people are saying that Democrats need to be united going into the midterm election.
Shauna Mazel, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Well, I'm done with politics as usual. I'm done with going along to get along, and it gets us nowhere. I'm done watching rural hospitals and public schools close their doors. I'm done watching parents be afraid to send their kids to school or the mall or the movies because Republicans have flooded our streets with guns. I'm done with the senators sitting around doing nothing while Trump takes your hard-earned money, skims your Social Security, slashes Medicare, and gives tax breaks to billionaires. I'm done. I'm done watching the American dream on life support while Trump tries to pull the plug. The gloves have been off, and now I'm jumping into the ring. I'm asking for your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas.
How about this new one they have, their new star, Crockett? How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Brand new in our politics lead, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is getting into the Texas Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate with the help of President Trump. Well, here's her new campaign launch video.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
The news comes after former Congressman Colin Allred dropped out of the race this morning. My panel's here to discuss. Karen, what do you think of that launch video?
I love it. Good for her. It's different, right? I mean, this is in this media environment, you got to break through, and that's one way to break through. And she clearly understands, at least to start in a primary, right? You got to raise money. And how do you raise money? You raise money by saying, this is the guy that we're going to be fighting against, right? So I thought it was great. I love it.
And
she looks gorgeous, by the way.
Here's what former Congressman Allred, former NFL player, told CNN's Dana Bash earlier today about his decision to withdraw his bid for Senate and run for a House seat instead. Take a listen.
Jasmine Crockett is very openly considering running. Is that part of why you decided to not run anymore?
Yeah, of course it is. And I think, listen, Jasmine's a friend of mine, and we've served together. And I've known her since before we were both, in elected office. But it was about the fact that with, three strong candidates running, that we would certainly have a runoff.
So this does leave the Democratic primary field open right now, pretty much between State Representative James Tallarico, who we had on the show last week, and now Congresswoman Crockett. Who do you think will be the stronger Democrat to take on the Republican? And it's not just a throwaway because it's Texas, because it does look like the Republicans in Texas are not going to stick with their incumbent Senator John Cornyn, and they're going to go with a guy who's got a lot more baggage.
It's probably going to be Ken Paxton. I'd be surprised if Cornyn figured out a way to pull it out, the hat out of the bag, as they say. But I was talking to someone who's close to the Congresswoman, and they made two interesting points to me. If it is Ken Paxton, they personally believe that Jasmine Crockett, according to some early internal data, would be a more superior candidate than Tallarico. Two, Texas has the largest number of black voters of any southern state, which I actually did not know. I was just made aware of this. Yeah. And so they're looking at those dynamics and they're saying, hey, we think we could have a competitive opportunity to potentially win the state. Now, as a conservative, I am a bit worried about Paxton. I think we should stick with Cornyn. That would be in our best interest. But it doesn't appear to be what Texas voters want, Jake. And so if that's the decision that they choose, it's going to be a tough race ahead.
Well, let's talk about that. The polls on the Republican side, recent polls show the incumbent Senator John Cornyn. He's running behind Attorney General Paxton and Congressman Wesley Hunt, who's something of a conservative firebrand as well. How do you see all the math on this? I mean, there is an argument to be made that maybe Democrats should go with a more centrist candidate if the seat is actually up for grabs. I'm not saying I'm making it.
No, agreed. And look, that is going to be what you hear from, I would argue, probably the party committees, right? Because they like to play it safe. But here's the thing about someone like a Jasmine Crockett. Number one, she is going to excite new voters and potentially, depending upon how they're thinking about the race, take a look at the state and say, how do I get those black voters who aren't voting, who aren't registered? Let's get them registered. Let's get them engaged. Let's do the same thing with Latino voters. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, it feels like, I mean, to say Ken Paxton has baggage is a very generous way to say it, right? And so the Republican side is going to have a conversation about, well, which do we want? What do we want to defend? The status quo, the baggage? What are we doing here? And particularly in an era where, let's be clear, Republicans are going to have a tough year next year. The economy is not necessarily going to get better. Inflation is still high. The cost that people are spending right now at Christmas time, running up their credit card debt, is going to hit them next year. So it's going to be a tough year for Republicans.
So, Michael, what is the problem with Cornyn? He's a very conservative Republican. He's an establishment figure by now. Why is the MAGA base against him?
I think that Paxton, for a lot of MAGA voters in Texas, appear more closely aligned with President Trump in terms of his rhetoric. But I will add, even individuals like Chris LaCivita, co-campaign chair or co-campaign manager of the president's recent presidential campaign, he's even been on X talking pretty relentlessly about the need for Republicans to support Cornyn over Paxton and over the congressman. I mean, I think he's even said a couple of weeks ago the congressman should just get out of the race all together. Wesley Hunt.
Yeah.
And so it shows you that even those close to the president recognize the importance of this seat. They don't want to give Paxton the opportunity to lose the seat to someone like Jasmine Crockett. And I know there's a lot that one could say about the Congresswoman on my side, but I do not underestimate her at all. I think she is very articulate in terms of her political skills, and her ability to mobilize voters, black and Hispanics, is something that as a Republican strategist, I am watching.
Where are Democrats on whether they have any shot? I mean, the pipe dream of turning Texas blue or winning a statewide federal office out of Texas for Democrats, it's repeated and frequently fails. We'll let Mo wade into this.
Yeah, he can do the history, but it's been like 3 decades since they won a statewide race in Texas, a Senate seat in Texas. This does seem like a prime opportunity. The Republican side is messy. Jasmine Crockett has high name recognition. She also has a lot of remarks that Republicans are excited to use against her. Cornyn, earlier when she was talking about it, Senator Cornyn was already goading her to get in, saying, run, Jasmine, run. So I think she's divisive. They want to paint her as like too far left. She kind of really popped on the national stage when she did that bad built bleach blonde.
Well, yeah, we can watch that. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that moment, just because it helps explain, especially in kind of our celebrity political culture, part of why Jasmine Crockett has stood out on the stage. Here is the confrontation between her and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing. Hold on. I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
That was a great moment in last year's Congress. Look, she went viral after that. Biden, I remember, sent out a fundraising email with BBBB as the subject line. They used her after the debate in the spin room. So that kind of launched her on the national stage. But there is a lot of comments that she has made about immigration that are just going to be easy to pound her with. I actually was surprised that she's strong enough that Colin Allred gets out because she gets in. that actually caught me by surprise today. I thought, I didn't see that was an obvious, she wipes him out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I found it interesting she was willing to admit to me that she was out in the field with an internal poll, and she basically said, look, if this poll comes back in my favor, I'm going to run, and if it doesn't, I won't, which is actually how these decisions get made, but people rarely say it in public. I mean, Mo, what do you think her chances are?
I don't know. First, she's got to get, Allred's out, but she still has a competitive primary here, right? James Tallarico, state legislator, is still in this race. He's been building a real strong grassroots movement. When everyone thought it was going to be Allred versus Tallo, that's what they were touting, was his grassroots fundraising, his grassroots organizing. She certainly brings quite a bit to the race, too. So I think the Democratic primary, if you're just a student of politics, is still going to be a really fascinating primary to watch. And the Republicans are a mess. I mean, John Cornyn is no shoe-in for renomination with sort of MAGA favorite.
And it's worth kind of running through for viewers who are not in the weeds with the rest of us, right? On the, we can put up who's running in these primaries.
Okay, fine, good enough, fair enough, got it. All right, good enough. Okay. Everybody's got a gist of what's happening here with Jasmine Crockett. We all see what, we all heard it. Okay, so we know what's going on. So this guy Colin Allred was talking mad. Like, was talking about running. He was serious. He's running and very much committed to running. And now he's out. In true Democratic Party fashion, they made a choice. Somebody made a choice. Somebody made a phone call. So that means something different than I thought originally, which was Crockett was kind of out here in the world alone, which has been typically what happens to black women who are very vocal. They kind of get out here in the world alone, but, somebody got behind her. The Democratic Party pushed his ass out. I never believed that people just get out on their own. Yeah, I sat and watched as they did the same thing on some national races. And in the 2016 and 2020. So I don't believe that this was all just Colin deciding to do it. He'll never tell, but sort of like Biden. Yeah, like Biden actually didn't want to be president anymore. Come on. So, you know what? I don't really, how can I say this? It doesn't matter if Jasmine Crockett runs or wins. It doesn't matter if she wins the primary. It doesn't matter if she wins the Senate. It doesn't matter if she ran, if she runs and wins the primary, which she is running. So if she wins the primary, if she goes up against a Republican, what difference does it make? And that's the problem. That's my problem. Is what difference does it make if you're fake? What difference does it make if you really don't have the best interests of the people that I care about, the people that I'm supporting, the people that I advocate for? That's what people don't get. That's the kicker. It doesn't matter who wins, if even when you win, you lose. Democrats have not adopted a policy that says they give a shit about black voters. As long as that's the temperament, as long as that is the way that they operate, it doesn't matter who runs. I know, I see videos, I saw people saying, voicing their support for Jasmine Crockett. I saw that. Not going to go there. I got to have some form of yeah. If you want her to run, fine. Like, I'm not against her running. I'm not against Jasmine Crockett having the ability to run. Anybody in America is supposed to have the ability to run. Just like Biden, right? Right? So anybody should have the ability to run. And I'm not against that. All I'm saying is, I'm not going to sit here and lie to people that I think that Jasmine Crockett actually gives a shit about black America. I don't even believe she believes in anything, really. I mean, she says, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. Let's be clear, Jasmine Crockett just got into Congress in 2023. It's 2025, and she's tired of the way things are done. Really? Really, Johnson? That's what she's tired. It's Shador. if Shedeur Sanders said he was tired of the way things were running in the NFL, you'd be like, shut the fuck up. You just got here. That's Jasmine Crockett. That's Jasmine Crockett. But since it's her, because it's a black woman, that's the problem. Everybody. No one's going to be able to say shit. No one's going to be able to criticize it. No one's going to be able to say, look at all the shit she stands for. She's for open borders. That don't help my people. I don't give a fuck. She could be the most charismatic black woman in the world. But the fact that she don't want to close that goddamn border, I never support her. Period. Point blank. I don't want to hear shit because in her district, she supports the open border. In her district, she was fighting harder for immigrants than she was fighting for anybody else. She was fighting more for undocumented migrants than anybody else. So I would never support her no matter what. It's got nothing to do with her being a black woman. These are opposite politics that I support. Is that going to change? No, it's not going to change. Any Democrat from Texas is going to be on that shit. And when I hear people saying they support her, what they're saying to me is they don't give a shit about black people because they do not care about the policy. What policy is she running on that you support? And then we get all the way back down again to identity politics. Because if you can't name a policy that she supports, what the hell are you supporting? What she looks like. What's in her playlist. And other goofy things that have not helped us at all. And then when we say, damn, man, black Americans, we haven't moved forward in 40 years. And we've been voting for the same party repeatedly without any pressure on that party. For 30 years, we had the numbers to make that party change. And we let people like Al Sharpton, we let people like John Lewis, we let people like Maxine Waters. To a lesser degree, we let media like Roland Martin, Joy Reid, and others neuter black people and keep black people submissive to a party we pretty much were deciding if they were going to make it off life support. We had the power, and what you do, you let these tokens who were getting money get you to take your eye off the only move you really had. And now that they've said, oh, okay, let's bring in 20 million new voters. That was pretty much game over. Yeah, like all I'm trying to do now is trying to somehow keep a brother living indoors. Somehow keep black people from not going extinct in the country we built for free. I mean, what a fucking story that would be. Black Americans, greatest performers, greatest artists, built so much, a survival story, an underdog story if there ever was one. Then we damn near go extinct because we've been led by sellouts and liars who wanted a comfortable seat on the Titanic. We had the opportunity for the last 20, 30 years when we had the Democrats by the balls. We could have, but we had cowards and we had lames in media who wouldn't take advantage, who would rather get their job like Don Lemon, who would sit behind that desk at CNN and lie to black people and make it about pulling your pants up or dropping a bag of chips on the ground. Have something to do with where we were in the country. We littered too much in our communities. This is the type of bullshit rhetoric. Roll the tape. It was everywhere. What's that got to do with Jasmine Crockett, Tim? Everything. Is Jasmine Crockett a fundamental break in that shit? No, she's not. Neither was Kamala. Neither was Kamala Harris. At least with Barack Obama, we didn't know. I didn't know. I wasn't on this. I wasn't on my gangster shit in 2008. We can't blame people for not knowing what they don't know. But once given the information, and you know, you can't forget. You can't suddenly unknow what you know. So what I'm saying is, as I look at Jasmine Crockett, it ain't about wishing bad on her. I don't know. The Republicans could suck too. But I can tell you one thing, they won't be for the open border. So you got to make a decision, Black America. What's going to be more important to you? Your kids, trying to hang on to jobs, trying to save off some industry. This new guy, unlike Cornyn, this Paxton guy has more MAGA policies. Yeah, see, no one's going to want to hear it. No one's going to want to hear it. They don't give a shit. They don't really give a shit if Black people don't really give a shit if Black people survive. They just want to look good losing. They just want to look good dying. They want to look good homeless. Homeless like in Los Angeles, where we're 7% of the population, but 50% of the homeless. Looks good though, doesn't it? Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, let me just. Jasmine Crockett is proving me right on everything that I ever said. Everything that I ever said, every piece of criticism I've ever put out about Jasmine Crockett, I was right. I was 100% right. When I said she's doing all this for show, all of it is just a move to help herself. And I had a bunch of dummies going, nah, she's fighting a good fight. Motherfucker, 2 years in, she running for Senate. I was wrong. She's literally using in her campaign commercial Trump's voice. She doesn't even talk in the commercial. It was all a play, Goofy. The entire thing was a farce. You a sucker. She's sucking all of you. The entire thing is, what do I got? I got sellouts like Crystal Ball. And you know what? When you're a white woman, you can't be a sellout because you never sold in. You never sold in at all. Putting out tweets. Jasmine Crockett is very formidable. It seemed like it was a great launch. And shut up. You shut up. This shit was a play from the word go. And nobody on your show called that shit for what it was. It was somebody social climbing the entire time and using Black people to do it. Mimicking Black women from the hood in order to social climb, going after Trump. She talked about Trump on a personal level, insults, for 6 months before he replied to her once. And once he replied to her, she acted like she got shot out of a cannon. Then immediately after he replied to her the first time, she played victim. She talked about the nigga for 6 months. And then when he finally replied to her, because her voice got loud enough, then she act like, oh no, he's attacking little old me. And people like Crystal Ball, fuck you, Crystal. You saw it. You've been in media a long time. They all saw the play. Everybody saw the play that Jasmine was doing. It was self-serving. And that's why people don't like Jasmine Crockett. She's doing this because she has leverage to hurt the Democratic Party. Marjorie Taylor Greene really doesn't. Jasmine has built that up because she has Black women. But what do you have, Black women? What do you have? You have a person who's looking out for their best interest, and that's it. And how does that benefit us? Is that a win? Well, if you want to live vicariously through someone else, if that is what you consider a win, congratulations. But that ain't what I do this shit for. I don't do this so I can see a Black person get money. It's money at the post office. I learned that shit back with Hollywood Shuffle, Robert Townsend, the Wayans. I don't need to learn that shit again. You know, they're putting out videos complaining how the Democrats aren't supporting her enough. Yeah, okay, wow. That's what it is. Off the break, out the fucking gym, off the break, from the word go. Victim. She's a victim. Now she's a victim of the party that somehow put together money for this unknown Texas state rep who'd only been in office 2 years to get millions of dollars from the fraudster from the crypto who was a friend of the Democrats. They gave her that. They fucking gave her that district. It was a layup. And now she's a victim. Now the party's bad. It doesn't support it. So that's what they're going to do. Like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I want her to win or not. What matters is what will she advocate for? And calling Trump names doesn't help black people. I don't know why black people think it does. Any black people that thinks calling president names helps us doesn't know what help is. Now, if you get shot, you need somebody to stop the bleeding and apply pressure. You don't need somebody to go yell at the person that shot you. We need somebody to call an ambulance. If you're really lucky if they're there earlier, maybe they could shoot back or catch a bullet for you or whatever, or get you out of there in time. I don't know, but yelling and screaming and calling people names and basically doing smearing themselves in the DNA of a falling leader and doing a tell-all to assume the position as front leader in front of them is not helpful to Black America. I know that's a gruesome analogy, but it's the only thing that comes to mind. So anyway, Jasmine Crockett is running for Senate. She's also going to run from tough questions. She's going to go all the friendly programs, do all the friendly shit, because that's what she's been doing up to this point. Why would she change now? She's going to get the ratchet vote of all the Black people that don't know what she's going to do for them, what she's intending to do, what she's going to advocate for. None of that shit. Just like when she was working with Kamala. Kamala didn't have a plan to do a fucking thing. And she was out telling us how great Kamala was. Before that, she would tell us how great Biden was. I mean, when I saw her do her display, when she compared Biden to her own father, you mean the guy with the crime bills? When I saw her do that, I said, this is not a person that gives a shit about Black people. A Black person that could get up and demonstrate in any Black person that can actually get in front of the world and talk like she did about Joe Biden, knowing the record that he had, knowing what his crime bills did to Black Americans, that could sit up there and then compare him to her father and defend him like that on a personal level. I said, this person don't give a damn about Black America. I don't care what nobody say. I mean, I made my mind up there. Yeah, I have no love for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting exactly what she deserves. It's a little rich girl who don't give a shit about anything even. She is an empty vessel. So I like the bleach, the bad body bleach, the bad bill, whatever. I don't give a shit. But when I saw that she patented the name, when I saw that she put a trademark on the saying, I said, that's a climber. That's business. That's a person, not just in it roasting someone. That's someone with a marketing play. That's a person not really for the people. That's a person, these are business moves. For all the shitting on Donald Trump, all the shit I saw her do was business moves that were similar to Donald Trump. It was like she idolized the guy. The way she put like shirts out with her sayings and her comebacks and the Crockett snapback and the Crockett slap. And I say, you know, she's kind of doing the same thing. I thought she would just go get a podcast. I thought she'd go get a podcast and go do a show. I thought that was more suited to what she really is good at, is talking. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see. And once again, guys, it's very early. We'll see how things start to shake out about Jasmine Crockett in the Senate race. I think she wins the primary. I'm going to predict this. Jasmine Crockett will win her primary because unfortunately, a lot of black women will come out and support her. They won't give a shit what she says. They won't care what she's about. They won't care about her tap dancing for Kamala. In fact, that'll be a bonus for her. They'll think that was good. They won't care that she supported Biden, the 3 strikes crack cocaine disparity guy. They won't give a shit about any of that. None of that will matter. Only thing will matter is that she did her hair like this, and she said this, and she told Trump he was a piece of shit, and they will love it. I remember when a candidate said that Joe Biden was a piece of shit. Didn't work out well for her. But, you know, this is different. The world has decided Trump is. No, it was a bowl of shit. Wasn't it? It was a bowl of shit. It was a bowl of shit. A little bit different. A little different there in the shits. Bowl of shit from piece of shit. Different thing. But anyway, I'm going to keep you up to date on this. We'll follow it all the way through. So my early prediction off the gate. Primary, Crockett wins it. This other guy, Tallarico, he's not going to excite the blacks and the Latinos. He ain't going to go hard in the paint for the black vote. Jasmine Crockett is going to bring out Rihanna and shit. She's going to bring out like that. She's going to do the Kamala playbook. They're going to bring out all the black stars. That's going to work locally. She's going to bring out Texas rappers. I see Willie D and Scarface and Soulja something Slim. What's the guy that says all the dumb shit every 5 minutes? He says something dumb about black people. I forget his name. He's going to bring him out. D.L. Hughley's going to bring out the suit and start, you know, and then all the people all the same old sycophants for Kamala are going to come out for her. They already started. They've already looking for money on social media already. You know what I'm saying? They're already starting, Johnson. The sellouts, the people, they don't give a fuck about black people. They care about themselves. This is business. This is an industry. Black pain is an industry, Johnson. I stand on it, 10 toes down. That's what's going on. If you ain't with it, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. She wins this primary. I don't know if she's going to win it walking away. We'll see. I'll tell you by how much. Here we go. The big test of the primary will be finding out by how much she wins, because this guy was a real competition and he dropped out. So the white guy, he ain't going to stand a chance. Not if there's going to be black people involved. Now it's going to be black people and Latinos that she could pander to. Yeah, she's going to be talking about ice, baby. And we may be, you know, it's what it is. All right, guys. Let's move on. I got a couple other clips we want to get to. How much time we got, Tim? Do we have time for it? I don't even know if we should get to that shit. I don't even know if we should get to it because we were having a good time earlier. I was feeling good talking my shit. I mean, why can't I have a good time? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going to be suppressing our reach, if we can't reach as many people as we want to reach, if we're not getting an opportunity to really make the change or really have the impact we're trying to have, then why not just be able to say whatever I want to say? Like, look at the freedom, look at the upsides. I get to say whatever I want to say, and hey, like I said, we need to stop pandering. We need to stop these pandering asses. They're a bunch of kiss asses. Somebody got to tell the truth, right? Where we at over here, chat people? Who's in the chat, Johnson? Are we on X? If you're on X, can we get some love on X? As a matter of fact, I got a person from X I got to shout out. That's who it was. I get some reposts on X. X hates my ass. I don't know what I did, man, but I made X hate me. I used to rock on X. Taj Hollywood. Shout out to Taj Hollywood, man. Give it up for Taj, my brother. Appreciate you holding it down, fam. I appreciate y'all. Who's in here, man? I can't see people, man, but I appreciate y'all. Give it up for the people on X, my family on X. I got some folks on, I may have a couple on Rumble. I don't know. Oh, God. I saw, check this out, fam. I saw a video of Piers Morgan, Nick Fuentes on this show, whatever. I got to say, some of the Nick Fuentes worshiping that I'm saying black people do, that shit need to stop. They need to stop that shit. You know how disgusting it is to have this twerp talk that bullshit? He up here saying the most disgusting things about black Americans. And he's able to say, but I got a lot of black friends. I like to know who the people that like Nick Fuentes. Who are the black people that like Nick Fuentes? The black men. So when I say sisters need to get off that bullshit, and then just stop being so susceptible to flattery from assholes that makes them melt, act like they like them, like that shit Clinton used to do. That's bullshit. Well, black men need to cut the bullshit as well. There's something black people do. Black men, I'm sorry. It's something black men are doing with Nick Fuentes that needs to cease. Stop giving this little motherfucker credit for being racist. Stop finding that to be like a tall glass of ice water you're in a desert because a white Mexican told you was an N-word and he don't like the N-words. And he's just being honest. Let's cut that shit. Just the fact you giving him the bragging rights to make that seem like that makes him cool because he's got a couple of Uncle Tom ass Sambo sellouts that think it's cool that the white guy says racist shit about black people that you agree with, you dumbass. Yeah, we need to pull the collar of all these Sambo sellouts. We need to pull the collar of all of y'all right now, man. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about them type of dudes, man. I seen it from all types of people from all walks, too. I seen some people that are intellectually bright, but dumb as shit. We know you were last picked, and you ain't got a cool bone in your body. Stop clapping for the, stop clapping for this shut-in, right? This shut-in guy. First of all, if you've never been with a woman and you're knocking on 30, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about families. Don't talk about what women need to do. Don't talk about, motherfucker, you live with your mother and you're 30, dog. Hold the fuck up. Hold up, guys. Politics aside. Politics the fuck aside, brothers. Brothers, I'm talking to you, man. Young men, because we gotta have a conversation, my brothers. You got a white Mexican who lives at home with his mother, who's never been with a woman, telling you that women shouldn't work. Motherfucker, your mother works. Shut the fuck up. You live with your mother, motherfucker. What are you talking about? Women shouldn't work. I mean, are you guys listening to what the guy says? Or do you just hate yourself so much that this little Nazi motherfucker can say some shit about black people are violent? We just gonna say what it is. You're like, yeah, black people are violent. Why, motherfucker? Why are black people violent? Why? You drop a motherfucker in an area where people have lack of resources, people gonna fight over resources, you dummies. It's like basic. Go anywhere in the world where there are lack of resources, people will fight for those resources in those concentrated areas. If you put those people in proximity to one another, that's what happens. It doesn't matter what race it is. But we got black people that don't want to crack books, but they love to crack jokes. You are the joke. Realize that if you're kissing Nick Fuentes' ass, you are the joke. I got 12 non-black. He didn't even say black. He says 12 non-white friends. This motherfucker's non-white. He's probably counting himself. You know how hypocritical it is to not even be white and be a white supremacist and be proud of that shit? What are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? This one, he on Piers Morgan said he's a virgin who's almost 30 who lives with his mama. This is your leader? This is the guy I need to listen to? Now, I like what Cat Williams said. He read a lot of books. I respect people that read a lot of books. I read a lot of books too when I was a kid. Okay? You know, that's dope, great. I love people that read books. But there comes a point where life experience fucking matters. There's also where, performance, like career path, time on the job. There are other factors that determine if you know what the fuck you're talking about. Theoretically, abstractly, based on Plato and Aristotle or whatever the fuck, great. That sounds like a great plan. But like they say, everybody's got a great plan until you get punched in the mouth. And that's what life does. Life punches you in the mouth. If life aims for your mouth, Nick, it'll probably miss because you're too short. That's the only way that you survive. But man, after seeing that display, guys, I gotta say, man, anybody that's bigging up Nick Fuentes, man, just, you lost all cool points, man. And when I heard this, as a grown-ass man, hearing this guy say that shit, it was case closed, face closed. I saw all the conservatives reposting little clips. He roasted Pierce. Motherfucker, anybody from Gen X, I can't vouch for everybody, but any black man from Gen X who heard this guy say he lived with his mom and he's 30, he's never been with a woman, and then talk shit about what family structures need to be, what the fuck? Who's listening to that? Who's the person that's behind that? Who, just the fact that he said that, it should be a wrap. It should be like, what could the conversation possibly be after that? What credibility could he possibly have? None. So anyway, here's something I saw. I saw it. I don't know if you saw it. But they're mainstreaming this guy, and they're trying to make him a thing. It just bothered me that he's been able to, that he was saying, well, black people like me because they say I'm honest. I say, your women are ugly and your men are violent killers and you're dirty and I don't want to live near you. But black people don't get mad at me. Kanye said, yeah, black people, N-words be N-word, and so what you gonna do? Yeah, we got to have, when we talk about delineation and separating ourselves from other groups in a way that we need to start that delineation for morons within our own group. Yeah, we got to, if you're that stuck on stupid, man, like Kanye, that shit right there, just because somebody made good music 20 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, does that mean they say anything that's should be considered credible or useful at any length at all, right? And that type of shit, like the fact that Kanye, he done co-signed a couple of people. His co-signing ability is horrible. Has he co-signed anybody that actually helps Black America? Not a single person. He co-signed Candace, he co-signed Nick Fuentes. These are two people that came forth from Kanye, and look what it got us. Look what it's done. He gave this little Mexican boy the opportunity to go on platforms and say, Black people like me. But Black people like me. They think I'm smart. They say I'm honest when I talk about them, their low IQs. Great, thanks, Kanye. Appreciate that. It is what it is. And see, this is why it's frustrating, fam. And isn't it frustrating to you to hear that shit? I mean, it's bad, fam. It's bad. I don't know, man. So let's stop bigging this guy up. Stop it now. Like, we can't control who mainstreams him. We can't control how big he gets. Nick Fuentes is not big because Black people check him out. I don't want to give the impression that we created him. We did not create him, okay? The whites, these people, they don't even like women. These gropers, whatever they are, they don't like women. They're not. That's not even part of our culture. Culturally, we're opposed to that shit. I don't know, this is Sneeko dude, I don't know who he is. I seen him like in a video or something. He doesn't seem as stupid as Kanye, but Kanye's fucking stupid. He's batshit fucking crazy. He's a lunatic, okay? But I don't want to get the impression that I think that Black people created Nick. I'm just saying, don't aid in your own demise. Don't aid in your own whatever this shit is. Like, we can't stop him. It's like we ain't make him a star. It's like, it's like Billy Ray Cyrus. How many Black people bought Billy Ray Cyrus albums? Probably none, but he was still a big star. And I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. We don't go see this motherfucker. He's not our guy. And we don't have the numbers to stop him. We could all say we'll never go to a Billy Ray Cyrus concert. But he don't need us to be a star. That's Nick Fuentes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pointing out, right? But let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. So I had to say it because somebody's got to say it. You know, someone's got to say it because people are suckers. We got too many suckers. Yeah, honestly, we got too many suckers, man, who will buy into this shit. You hear him say something, one thing, and it's talking about somebody else. He'll be talking about Jewish people or something, or Israel or whatever the fuck, and you'll be like, oh, that makes sense, that makes sense. And yeah, but if that's at the expense of him saying all that other shit, do you really want to support that because you heard one thing that was cool? I mean, this guy was literally on there today saying Hitler's cool. I mean, what kind of a... How serious can you take a guy who, of all the words you can use to explain Hitler, to describe Hitler, You know the laziness you have to have in order to describe him as cool? You could say strategic, diabolical, methodical. There's a lot of words to use that you can use. But the best word this mofo could find was cool. And then laugh. Think about that shit. That's a level of don't give a damn that is unhelpful. That person, is I don't know. It's not a person that should be taken. No, we need to take it seriously. Take it seriously enough and say, I'm not going to throw water on a grease fire. That's a fucking grease fire. Nick Fuentes is a grease fire. You smother a grease fire, you smother it by not giving it attention. So, hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor, smart guy. Stop bringing him up all the time in glowing praises. Bring him up like I do to shit on him. If you must comment on him, mention the dumb shit he says. Mention the horrible shit. Stop nurturing. Stop trying to court his audience on the low. Yeah, that's what they're really trying to do. They're trying to court his audience on the low by truncating your criticism, damn it, omitting your criticism of him and only mentioning the things you find palatable. See, guys? See, that's the sneaky thing they do. They just omit the shit he says that's horrible. The shit he says that's horrible, and that is not something that would instantly make black people recoil from him. They won't mention it. And they'll be mentioning things that are positive. And that's just the way that you sort of invite an audience. That's sort of the same shit that Jimmy Dore was doing. And these motherfuckers was down with that. I noticed that. So that was where the fallout with me and Jimmy Dore started. Because I was like, fuck the Proud Boys. And this motherfucker was like mentioning, but the Proud Boys is, but what about all this other shit they said? Well, we don't have to talk about that. Let's talk about the shit we can work together with. So that was sort of like what started it. And I know it's a lot of y'all, it's a lot of those people out here that all they're trying to do is curate an audience of these detestable, degenerate motherfuckers. And they have no scruples. They have nothing. They have no ethics, right? Someone asked me, that was like, yo, they thought I was playing. Had them on the show, and I was like, nah, that's unacceptable shit. You wouldn't do it if you could make $1 million. I was like, nah. No, I wouldn't. You sure? Like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I have kids, man. I have a wife. I have a black family. I come from the hood, motherfucker. I can't do that. I got cousins and nephews and nieces. I mean, if I'm going to stand on something, I'm going to mean what I say. I can't be like, stand on shit I don't believe in, and then go. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about these people. I still associate with my people. I go to family shit. I can't be around family shit. You know, I can't be around them and be breaking bread with them and shit. And like, they're looking at me thinking about the shit I'm praising or supporting. And I'm not really, it's different if I stand on it. I can have a conversation about immigration and articulate why we need a border, why it's important that we control that access, why labor needs to retain value. These things, I can make those arguments. The reasons, the people that disagree, when they're intellectually honest, they can say, okay, we can disagree. I see your point. You're not just hate. You're not on that shit. But when these people are like, truncating the Nick Fuentes, truncating the hateful shit of Proud Boy bullshit or whatever, cherry picking shit, that is a different story. Those are people who don't have ethics, man. They're just doing shit to try to curate and try to build and grow. And man, it's ain't about that, man. You know, at the end of the day, for me, it's like, at the end of the day, we got to be doing this for something bigger than current success or financial whatever right now, because we all leave and none of that money comes with us. And what is left is legacy and what you stand for. And I would like my name to ring out on some shit that's important. And I would like my kids and my family to know I stand for something that's valuable. So anyway, yeah. After the Nick Fuentes display today, it's going to be hard for y'all motherfuckers to hide from that shit he said. I mean, the credibility's gone, the shit he stood on. There's nothing funny about calling Hitler cool. I mean, this is just a reductive ass conversation. That's just, these are not people that that we should be rocking with in any way whatsoever. You know, that's how I see it. And look, I can only speak for myself. That's just some crazy shit. But I got other content, but you know, I'll be live again in a couple days. I might as well save it. I mean, it's already almost 2 hours. What I can do is I can jump in the comments. See what's cracking. Any coffee left? Damn. What? Nah, man, I haven't seen Dr. West, man. Well, okay, here we go. I wouldn't know him. I guess he's talking about Nick Fuentes. Him being brought up constantly by the content I watch our present company included, just saying. JC, that's not what I mean, fam. Not saying a person's name doesn't fucking matter, dude. Look, man. Let me say this. How can I say this? Dude, we cannot pretend that people don't exist. This idea that if you don't talk about somebody, that makes them not get bigger. No, you can criticize people. You can talk about people critically. People talk about Charlie Kirk. We didn't create Charlie Kirk, man. We are black in America. This is a content channel. I commentary. I provide commentary on issues and whatever's going on politically. The rise of the right is an important discussion. It's an important part of the discussion. To not talk about that does not aid in anything. What you want is accuracy. What you want is context. What you want is truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these things are important. Some people don't want me to talk about any black suffering, shootings, deaths, you know, because it makes their day feel bad. Me not talking about it does not change the reality that it exists. You may say, no, Tim, I want to hear about that. That's you. Some people want to be aware of what's going on politically in the landscape. Understand? I don't know who else you watch. Thank you for letting me know you watch a lot of other motherfuckers. Perfect, good, don't care. Point is, I don't know the context in which they discuss it. But yeah, man, you can't go to a show that does commentary on black culture, breaking news, and U.S. politics, and then like had the most uprising, like this is like the person that's kind of taking off right after the murder of some, like, when was the last time somebody got murdered in broad daylight that was a political figure? Some call it assassinated. I guess we can use that term. That's where his name kind of started ringing out. I never talked about it before then. And he was hanging out with Kanye West one of the top 10 rappers that's talked about in pop culture in the last 20 years. I mean, it's not like we talk about obscure people. I mean, he's had dinner with the president of the United States. It's not like, oh, Tim Black talked about him or whoever channel you watch talked about him and made him a thing. I mean, he sat at the table with Trump, dude. Me not talking about him doesn't mean a goddamn thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to think that I'm important. I would like to think that I am special. But motherfucker, if he's sitting with Donald Trump and Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller, are you really saying that I need not talk about it because I'm giving him oxygen? I mean, this type of thinking, bro, I don't mean to shit on you, but damn, dog. I mean, come on, man. If he's relevant, I talk about him. I don't make him relevant. He is relevant. That's why I'm talking about him. That's why I talked about the white woman, Crystal Wilsey, who just did this. She went viral. I didn't make her relevant. The Somali shit in Minnesota. You don't think there are Somalis that wish I didn't talk about that shit? Like, oh, here goes another nigga talking about Somalis in Minnesota dumping on us. You don't think there's somebody not thinking that? Get what I'm saying? What you're saying is something people say about everything. There's a group of people that say that about anything they don't want to hear about. But it's news. But it's what's going on. You can't come to a show that covers current shit and just say, don't talk about this current shit because I don't want to hear this current shit. It's crazy. That's sort of like the format of the show. But anyway, what can you do? And that's why, dog, it's always a good reminder that no matter what I do, no matter what we cover, no matter what, I should not give a shit a lot. It's real talk, man. You're a reminder, fam, that it's important that I keep a healthy, don't give a fuck attitude, right? Because as you stated, I'm over this motherfucker emptying the vein of truth, standing on business. And what do I get? See what I'm saying? You watch 20 other channels. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a shit, right? I'm acting like I gotta stand on business and be like, I gotta have integrity and ethics. And at the end of the day, it's just, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck Tim upset about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fuck out. Who cares? Get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not life or death. It ain't even that important to you. And I'm still talking about it. I should have stopped 3 minutes ago. See what I'm saying? And that's just like, Tim, are you obsessive? Are you obsessive control? What is wrong, Tim Black? Why do you give a shit about this? There are other people that made a whole lot of money off Candace Owens. They made a whole lot of money off Candace Owens, like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. And, you know, and that's when she was shitting on black people. And they would never mention all the horrible shit she was saying about black people. And you know, I guess I should have been one of those people that did the same, you know? But I had that thought. I sort of felt like, but I talk about it was negative. It was never like, ooh, look at this. And I would never omit. Like who? Why would you need to keep putting out content saying Juneteenth is bullshit? What black person is doing that except to appease a white audience? Why would you do that? Are you thinking you're helping black people by saying Juneteenth is ghetto? She had a calendar set up that every year on Juneteenth, she'd make a post on X or Twitter shitting on Juneteenth and saying it was not a real holiday and all this other shit. Why would... And there were people that never commented about it. And that bothered me because it's like, that's such obvious, it's obvious. And I understand it's a media game. I understand that people do things in media, they don't give a shit. This is the play to make in order to be successful. You have to do this shit. It's like, okay, anybody like sports? A lot of people like sports. Even if you don't like sports, you understand sports. If you play it against LeBron, you got to double team that motherfucker. If you play it against Kyrie, you got to slow him down. I've been seeing these clips of Ja Morant do things I didn't even know motherfuckers could do with their bodies in the air. You need help defense on him. If you have ethics that says, nah, I want to guard him one-on-one, get out my way, he gonna smoke your ass. And the reality is, the coach wants you to trap him or do whatever, get the ball out of his hands or whatever, because they want to win the game. It's ain't about your ego. And I got a problem. There's certain shit I want to stand on. And I think I seen other people like, this is why I like Corey Holcomb, because I feel like Corey Holcomb has a similar problem. Corey Holcomb wants to stand on a certain business. I think he could be a much bigger comedian as far as like Hollywood and all this other shit. But he wants to stand on a certain business, which is going to limits him, frankly. Because other people are not standing on that business, and they have this whole area that they can operate within, and he cannot because he's standing on business. It makes me respect him more. It makes me hold him in high esteem. You know, that's my dog. Like, I rock with him in part because of that commitment, those ethics, those man rules, those man codes. But the market and those opportunities and the money and whatever that would come from that, he doesn't get. Because it doesn't care that he's standing on business. It doesn't care he won't sell out his convictions. And that's the story. So now people are like, so what? No one's even thinking about for 10 years before she became super famous. Or before she was making $10 million a month or whatever crazy amount of money Candace Owens was making. She was using it, she was making her money stepping on black people's faces. And people still sat out and had a conversation with her as if she was a good person. And that's why I respect T.I. Because T.I. did call her out to her face. He did address it. Charlamagne did not. Because Charlamagne is playing the game. T.I. can't take a joke. For a comedian not to be able to take a joke, that's crazy shit. Don't get me wrong. I recognize the hypocrisy. T.I. can't take a joke and he's a comedian who's telling jokes. That's crazy shit. But I don't know how we got here, fam. What am I talking about, fam? I don't know. Scratch all that shit. Who cares? No one cares, Johnson. Who cares? Yeah. Let's go one more, Johnson. Somebody else. Oh, gosh. You really want to get somebody talking, just say so. It's the Nina Turner interview that triggered him because he respected her. Yeah, dog. I forget what was that, Jorge? Well, hey, what's it about Nina Turner? Roland Martin interviewed Richard Spencer. Yeah. Nah, man. Nah, man. Hey, JC, man, it's not. Dog, how can I say this, fam? JC, nah, it's not. I don't have no problems with you, fam. It's not that. It's like, comment section, fam. I'm gonna take anything in the comment section to help take some of the load off of me. Feel me? So it's great to have anybody weigh in on the comment section. It's good. In fact, if I agreed, I will almost always take a comment in the comment section in a direction so that I can have a way to create content from it, a way to have a conversation. If it's just you applauding me or saying things, if I take it like you're just saying, great show, Tim, then that's giving me nothing. So I'm always going to take a comment in my comment section and go the opposite direction with it to create tension. And that's because it's just me. If I had a co-host, then we could bounce ideas off of each other and he could take an opposing view, or I could take an opposing view, or we could have a different conversation. But now I don't hold anything personal. I'm glad you watch my content. And I subscribe to more than one channel myself. What I'm saying is, I said a lot of shit, so I'm not going back over it. But nah, I hope you know that I watch more than me. I watch a lot of motherfuckers myself. You know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of different content. I don't expect anybody just to watch my content. In fact, that don't make sense. All this shit's free. But no, my I don't know what Jorge was saying about Nina Turner. I disagree with certain shit. But it is what it is. Like I say, it doesn't matter when a person runs if they win or not, if they're not going to. Who said it? Jay-Z said, what you eat don't make me shit. You know, and no disrespect to my, my Christians. But you get what I'm saying? Like, what you eat don't make me, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as politics is concerned, if the politician is not going to deliver anything for you, if they're not even discussing delivering anything for you, what difference does it make? And this hoping people win when they're not really standing on anything, I will say at least Nina Turner and her support, and I'm not saying she supports Jasmine Crockett, other than she said Jasmine Crockett should be able to run. But she wants Jasmine Crockett to support Medicare for All. At least she has a stipulation. At least she voiced an opinion on a public stage that is requesting something. Most people would not even do that. Get what I'm saying? Most people would not have any conditions to their support other than come out to Kendrick. Come out to Glorilla. Hate to say that. Or say more mean things about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be their condition of their support for Jasmine Crockett. And I can say I support Nina Turner, and I appreciate her position when she said Medicare for All. I didn't even want to make this about her at all. That's why they bring her name up. But I saw her clip, and yeah. Though I wouldn't have made that clip. I would not make that clip in support of Jasmine Crockett's right to run. But I do agree. Everybody's got a right to run, Johnson. I'm just trying to decide, like, I'm just pointing out what difference does it make if the person running does not have your best interest. And that's just my stance, right? And I just think it's detrimental to Black Americans, and I stand on this. A person like Jasmine Crockett does not help Black Americans if Black Americans go to sleep because of identity. You know? There it is. All right, guys, that's all I got. I think I said enough tonight. It is what it is. Nobody has to be nice. In fact, I think being nice has got us into all types of trouble. Yeah, it's great that Black Americans are very much the most religious, the most religious group of people in the country. We are, when it comes to organized religion. That's great, but it's also bad because sometimes we're too nice. I know all the shit we hear, I know it's counted on everything you hear negative about us, but Black Americans are very much faith-based people. And sometimes they make us focus too much on the niceties. I think we need not be as nice as we need to be intentional, and we need to have meaning. We need to mean something. We need to stand on something. I think that's much more important. So that's something I hope for us. And that's the way that I direct this. And that's why this is the most dangerous show in America. We're the most dangerous show in America because we stand on business. So both parties suck. Both of them. Not one of them, both of them. And you can go to a lot of shows and not hear them say that. Because they can't. Because that cuts the money. But when you broke, you can always say it. So let me keep saying it while I'm still broke, because if I ever get money, it's going to be harder to say it. So thank God I'm where I'm at. I want to thank everybody for being here. Nothing but love and respect for the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you for supporting this show. I appreciate y'all, those people that are members who keep the lights on. Thank you for keeping the lights on, because you ain't got to. You don't owe me shit. Don't trip. You don't owe me a fucking thing. My kids do. Because I'm up to 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes doing this to earn a living for them. So they're the only ones that owe me anything. You don't owe me anything, okay? You do what you do. But thank you for what you do. Doesn't mean I'm not thankful for it. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. I do. We'll be back here on Wednesday. We return on Wednesday with more Tim Black Show, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to my moderators, the amazing Ebony, the stupendous Black Mamba, and the crazy and courageous Buck Bewley, y'all. Give it up for them. And all you Nick Fuentes worshipers, go fuck yourselves. I'm Tim Black. I see you on the next one. Nothing but love. And with that, we are out of here, Johnson. Damn it. Do I have my, do we have, I think I do have it. Yeah, let me, at least I think I do. I need to start playing this so people know about the show, Johnson. Yeah, let's do this. Let's let people know about the show before we leave. Anybody who doesn't know will be shown.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.